The Blackhawks lose 6-4 in Ottawa and may have lost Frank Nazar, who left the game in the first period. Nick Lardis scored, though, so we'll talk about that next on CHGO Blackhawks. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. And whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I started talking before I was done talking.
You started doing the whole ad read.
I guess so. Hey, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Hawks lose 6-4 to the Ottawa Senators in Ottawa. They have lost 7 of their last 8.
All in regulation.
Frank
too.
Nazar leaves the game after getting hit in the face with a puck. I'm a little bit without answers here. I mean, you don't have Connor Bedard, which is an obvious yes. That hurts the team big time. I just don't like the stuff I've seen since he went down. I was hoping I'd see a little more fight, a little more pushback from the Blackhawks, a little more saying, you know what? Our best player is out. We're going to step up and do this thing. And they haven't been able to do it. 6-4, fine. They didn't really back down. They kept punching back. But every time they did, the puck would end up in the back of their net. It's just frustrating. And it feels like this is how it's going to be until Bedard is back. And that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, you're already fighting that battle to not have Connor Bedard. And now you lose Frank Nazar in this game. And I mean, to not have Bedard and to not have Nazar and you get 4 goals, like, hey, that's more offense than I think you would have expected if you came away from this game and said you'd have no Bedard and no Nazar for 57 minutes of this game and you get 4 goals. You're kind of like, oh, wow, someone must have stepped up. Ilya Mikheyev had a really good game.
Yep.
It's just the mistakes that led to some of the goals, you can't have those happen. There's a couple breakdowns in coverage in the third period from chasing the game. That's one thing. You're chasing the game. Those things are going to happen. The penalty at the beginning of the third period was a horrible call, and then you allow the power play goal. Like that's a spirit crusher right out of the gate in the third period. The Tirabassi turnover that led to the shorthanded goal is inexcusable. But now without Nazar, you don't have an option to, give consequences to Tirabassi by limiting his ice time or taking it away, because you have to play him now because you're going to not have him. You're not going to have Nazar, it seems. So you're at a point now where you have some players making mistakes that you can't have making mistakes. And I'm not going to say that every goal that was scored is on Soderblom, but it's Arvid Soderblom. Like, there's going to be goals given up that you're like, league average goalie probably makes that save. And that happened tonight too. So
expected goals today at all strengths for Ottawa is 4.66.
Yeah.
He gave up 6.
Right.
And that is most games with Soderblom, it is a goal and a half more than you would expect.
Right.
And
which puts you behind. So
well, let's because Soderblom is not the reason for this loss. So I know it's something we want to get to.
He's not good, but we with these 2 goalies, I had expected it to be a higher scoring game.
Well, I want to say the Soderblom thing because we do have some context from Kyle Davidson, who spoke to Ben Pope, and he's got some quotes on the goaltending situation, which I think become a little more relevant after this game. But you talked about the veteran mistakes, and I actually went through and I itemized all these. Game's tied 1-1. Hawks are in the power play. Teuvo Teravainen turns the puck over on the power play to Tim Stützle, who scores on a breakaway.
And Tim Stützle is a very good player.
You're tied 2-2. Bertuzzi tries to leave the zone early because he thinks the puck is exiting. Sends her off the other way. Burakovsky does not adjust correctly and go check Tkachuk. And Bertuzzi doesn't hustle back. 3-2, Brady Tkachuk goal. Connor Murphy loses a board battle. And the Hawks are now trailing 5-3 on a David Perron goal. Bertuzzi turns the puck over in the neutral zone, leading to Fabian Zetterlund's 6-4 goal. So every time the Hawks were either tied or within a goal, you had a veteran, Teravainen, Bertuzzi, Burakovsky, Murphy, Bertuzzi, making key mistakes that led to goals from the Ottawa Senators. And as we said before, this show and every show since Connor Bedard got hurt is you need the veterans to lead you into battle and out of these doldrums. And there are 5 instances right there that I listed. Key mistakes from veterans leading to goals. It has to stop. And if Jeff Blashill, who we have praised for the vast majority of the season, says in his introductory press conferences, 6 on 5 is a privilege. 5 on 6 is a privilege. PK is a privilege. Power play is a privilege. 86 should not be on the ice for 20 minutes, as Hepcats points out. 1958. Now, Nazar is out, so you've got to adjust. Promote somebody else. The highest rated player in this game was Nick Lardis. He scored a goal. Have him learn on the job then. There's got to be consequences that are equivalent. You send Sam Renzel down for making mistakes. You have young players sit for making mistakes. When you've got veteran players who are making the same mistakes game after game after game, there has to be a consequence. Love Teuvo Teravainen, was happy with the signing up until the last month or two. It's been up and down, but mostly good. He's not been good over the last 2-3 weeks. And tonight, again, a absolutely brutal and inexcusable turnover leads to a goal. It's just, the vets just cannot stop making mistakes. It is so frustrating.
Yeah, you're at a point where you need those guys to be the steady ones, the solid ones, the reliable ones, while you also want the young guys to grow their games and feel more.
We have an update. Frank Nazar will miss some time for sure. Jeff Blashill said he estimated about 4 weeks.
Oh, so he broke something in his face.
Probably a broken jaw.
All right. That's wonderful.
I mean, there you go. That's it.
All right. So your forward options now, Nick Foligno seems to be on the verge of a return. So I'm guessing the fact that he went on this trip and was continuously like, oh, we're trying to figure out if he's ready to go, I'm going to assume by Tuesday now, especially with Frank Nazar out, Foligno is probably going to say, yeah, I'm good to go on Tuesday. Your other option is Dominic Toninato, currently with this team. And it kind of, as we were having the discussion during the game about, what do you do? Who do you call up? As far as forwards go, pretty much everyone that you wanted to call up or would have this season is here. Lardis is here. Green's here. Moore is here. I mean, you can maybe make the case for Samuel Savoie, but if Foligno comes back, you don't need Savoie. Rem Pitlick had 4 points tonight. Joey Anderson scored a goal. I think, when you look at how this team has played, who they're missing, and now you add Nazar to it. I mean, as any last strings of hope to trying to correct the ship before things sunk, I think you're out of it. I think you're completely out of that spot now, especially because you can't rely on the veterans to pull to make up the slack that now those two guys are going to leave behind. So yeah, that's it. This December 20th, mark it. I would say
time of death.
You can
5/11.
clip the tape. This is the turning point of the season where the start, the goodness of the start officially is dead, and now we're in a second version of this season.
Yep. And some people in the chat recommending maybe go trade for somebody. At this point, there's no use. There's no one you're going to get that's going to be good enough to make a significant difference.
We had this conversation.
But even
they're not making a trade,
and especially now,
to impact this season as a reaction to losing these players. They're not.
No.
Understand Kyle Davidson's tendencies. That's all I'm asking people to do.
Well, I mean, but now the question is who is going to step up, and there is no one in Rockford it's going to come up here and make a big difference offensively, unless the thought would be get Renzel back here, maybe get Korchinski back here. You can send Del Mastro down, and maybe after another not great game from Levshinov, you bring him down to Rockford for a while, give him a reset. You can give it to Sam Renzel. There's no reason you can't give it to Artem Levshinov, right? Like I don't know. I think you just got to, at this point now, you just got to try to find some kind of answer to swing things a different way. Offense is going to be in an absolute premium now. Goals are going to be harder to come by than ever. And while Kyle Davidson focused on mostly drafting defense, the problem with that is you don't have anyone offensively ready to join. Well, there's no one.
Yeah, I mean the offense, like we just kind of were talking about, the offense. The offensive young talent that you were coming in and saying like you get excited about this season, they're all here now. The next wave behind those guys is in Europe. It's Frondel
or in college.
And it's Kancerov, who are not coming over until their seasons are done in Europe, which for both of them might not be until Hawks season is over. And it's Boisvert and Van Acker, who are currently still playing in juniors in college. Mm-hmm. And it's who else am I forgetting? It's Boehm and Nestrasil and West, who are years away from playing professionally.
Yeah.
So the wave of young guys that are going to impact you right now are all here. Unless you want to dig down and get Landon Slager back up here or Aiden Thompson, give him a shot in the NHL.
At this point, there's no anything they do. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's not going to make a difference with Bedard and now Nazar out until, mid or end of January. So, yeah, I mean, it's that again, that just rips the cord on any semblance of feeling like this team could turn this around. You don't have it.
No.
Unless you're throwing now Nick Lardis out of the fourth line and up into the top six.
Well, at this point, why not?
Why not? I don't have a problem with that. Doesn't deserve to be on the four. Is not a fourth line player. Yeah. I don't know. That's where you're at with this group. Now, you want to play the kids, give them those opportunities. I mean, there's a roster freeze until after the holidays, so you're not trading anybody tonight. But I think I don't think you can even, as far as the roster construction goes, even talk about trade Dickinson, trade Mikheyev, trade Murphy. Like you can't even do that right now.
No,
because you need the bodies. That'll be something that you talk about maybe in the week before the Olympics, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it'll be after the Olympics in that, week and a half, 2 weeks that you have between the season resuming and the actual trade deadline.
Look, I could see before the Nazar injury, I would entertain if the right move made sense, right? Maybe you make it to keep him afloat. And if you really believe Connor Bedard is back after the new year, if that is truly your belief that he's that close, then maybe you just try to bridge that gap, keep him afloat, and then you got some reinforcements for the race towards, the spring. But with Nazar out 4 weeks, there's no point. There's no point. And it should just go again to play the kids and give them big opportunities, give them power play time, give them penalty time. I want to see Oliver Moore in a power play. I want to see Oliver Moore in a penalty kill.
Yeah, talking about this game, I want to see more of Oliver Moore because I gave him some credit during the game of actually being in front of the net and trying to defend Arvid Soderblom from the multiple times where he got run into in this game, and then he's battling with gigantic Brady Tkachuk in it, trying to get positioning. Like, credit to him for actually being someone who's not the biggest guy, going out there and playing with something in his sack, not like Santa.
No, more than that. Well, it's something different in his sack. Hopefully, if Santa brings that, I'm not interested. All right, we're gonna hit the break zone for the first time. If you've not hit the like button, please do so. I know it's frustrating to hit the like button after a loss, but it's not about the result. It's about helping us and helping Chicago hockey move up the algorithms on YouTube and all those other places. So please hit that like button. Be sure you're subscribed. We'll talk to you in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks, presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be. You know this by now. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and the best customer service in the dang business. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Got a big one this evening. Get your bets in before the ball is kicked into the air to begin the biggest game in the last 30 years for the Chicago football squadron. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it. Fun and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. I'm already stressed. It's too stressful. I can't handle tonight. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. You must, as always, be 21 or older to play. And if you or someone you love has a gambling problem, you or someone you love can call 1-800-GAMBLER for some help.
New vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and this is your chance to score a great deal at their year-end sales event. Head to Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory of, guess what?
Rams.
Chryslers, Dodge, Jeeps, and Rams vehicles. And right now you can get $0 down and 0 payments until March on all new Chryslers, Dodge, Jeeps, and Ram models. Plus, you can shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With the friendly team of brand experts at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, they're here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. And since they prioritize affordability, you know you won't overpay for the vehicle you need. And Ray's Price Promise lets you shop confidently with no add-ons and no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Check out our partner today at one of Chicago area's largest inventories and find the right new vehicle for you. Then drive home happy. The team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is the only one we recommend. Don't miss out on their year-end sales event for huge savings. And for more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Thanks for being with us. If you're just joining us, please, first of all, hit that like button and then subscribe. And you should know Frank Nazar will miss approximately 4 weeks, according to Jeff Blashill. We hope to hear from him by the end of the show with any other news updates. But, boy, a tough pill to swallow after a tough loss. And you saw him leave, face bloodied, got off the ice right away, went back to the room right away, dropped a massive F-bomb on his way off the ice. So just like Bedard knew something was wrong with his shoulder, Nazar knew something was wrong with his face as he left the ice. And whenever you see a guy like that frustrated, that upset, you know it's going to be, or you can assume it's going to be a long-term injury. It's rough, man. I don't know.
It sucks.
I don't know.
It sucks.
I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the guys on a team that are out there doing their best. But
yeah, I mean,
you got to keep pushing.
You're just in a spot where you're down your best players, and even with them, they've faced struggles this season. So not having them just puts you in a deeper hole that's harder to dig out of. And you look at this game, Senators, coming into this game, they're a team that have a higher volume of shot attempts per game, higher shots on goal per game. And we kind of talked about in the pregame about how Blashill lined up his forward lines to kind of be like one offensive guy with two more defensive guys. And still, you got run, in chances, 81-41 at all strengths this tonight, including 33-7 in the third period. Shots on goal were 18-3 in the third period. Scoring chances were 17-5. High danger chances in the game were 19-10. So even against a team like Ottawa, who's, they're a tough team. They're pushing for the postseason. You got Brady Tkachuk back in the last month. Like, that was a big boost for them. And you knew what was coming, and you knew, look, this game was completely bonkers with the challenges, with the injuries, with the goals that were scored, with the bounces and the, everything that was going on. And somehow you were tied 3-3 going into the third period. Shots were 22-21 going into the third period. It was, frankly, pretty even.
Yeah.
And then I come back to it, that 30 seconds into the third period, that penalty called on Dickinson, the roughing, which is a hit, an open ice hit that is not interference. It wasn't rough. It's a hit that happens a bunch of times in every hockey game. And they called a penalty on it, and they give up the goal. Right from there, it was over. It was over. Even with getting it back to 5-4, they still were completely gassed trying to continuously chase this game. So it's really tough to see a third period go the way that it did, given the way that third periods up until probably the last handful of games had gone for this team. So to come out and not be able to match that push, it's disappointing. And you've lost 7 of 8 in regulation. Like, if you said you lose 7 of 8, but you're 1-4-3 or something like that, you're like, okay, you're getting some pity points, and you kind of, thanks to the parity in the NHL, like, you're kind of still hanging around. But to have all 7, to be 1-7 in your last 8 games, like, you've just crashed out.
2-7-1 in their last 10. Yeah. And, Connor Bedard has not missed 10 games.
No, what was this,
for the record,
5th game he's missed?
Yeah. It's
4th, 5th.
It's really tough. And again, as we started the show, like, it's not all of this is on Arvid Soderblom, but I was not super jazzed about the way that Kyle Davison was talking about him with Ben Pope. It was in the Sun-Times today. If you want to check it out, I don't want to read the whole thing for you, but there's a quote from Davidson. He says, "We know Arvid is a really good goalie. He's shown that over a period of time. There's no real discussion at this point to make any change. We just have to be a little more consistent in front of him." And that's true. The defense needs to be better in front of him. But as we have said about Arvid Soderblom through his entire Hawks tenure almost, is make a big save. Make a save where your defense screwed you and you make the save anyway. Right? Like, the heat map today, 4 of the 5, they scored 6 goals, 1 from way in the left corner, but 4 of them came from the slot, like right in the middle.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said for confidence that players will have in the goaltender who's playing that night. And it changes how you play from the NHL to beer league. I can speak from experience in the beer league, not the NHL. There have been games that I've played where, 2 minutes into the game and it's 2-0 and you're on the wrong side of it and you go, uh-oh, this goalie can't stop anything. Right. And it changes how you play, and it changes the confidence of it. And no one in that locker room is going to say it, but watch the games. Arvid Soderblom starts are different than Spencer Knight starts, not from how they play in net 1-to-1, but how the team in front of them plays as well. They seem, when Spencer starts, there seems to be a bit more confidence from the defensive group on out. They seem to play a little bit faster, I would even say. And with Soderblom, it's almost just like they have to collapse more and they have to try and play more defensively. And I don't feel like they are able to take a chance like they would with Spencer starting, because they know they're not getting bailed out taking that chance. And it changes the way you play. And like if it was a difference in which, one goalie says, "Hey, I would love for you to try and block anything that's in front of you," and some goalies say, "Hey, let me see everything.
Let me see the puck."
Like, right. If a shot's coming in and you can't get completely in front of it, get out of the way. I want to make the save. Like if it's a difference in like how goalies play with their preference of how you play in front of them, that's one thing. It's a difference when it's just like the goalie doesn't give you the confidence that you can play how you need to play and they're going to do their job. So with Davidson basically being committed to Arvid Soderblom when you have Laurent Brossoit here,
what does it hurt?
There's no team clamoring to trade for him. The teams that needed goaltending help, traded with each other, basically.
Yeah. Now Jari's hurt.
Yeah, right. And then you send him down through waivers with apparently an expectation that he's going to get claimed. Didn't get claimed. So he's down in Rockford, taking time away from Drew Comezzo. I'd rather him be up here, taking time away from Arvid Soderblom.
Sure.
What at this stage is the harm in playing Laurent Brossoit in the NHL?
You might lose 6-4.
Oh, no. What was tonight's score?
6-4. Am I confident that today Laurent Brossoit could be as good as Arvid Soderblom was today? Yes. I'm fairly confident that yes, he could be
what he's done since he's come back, plus the resume prior to missing 18 months. I would say Laurent Brossoit could equal or be better than Arvid Soderblom.
I don't think that is
not a fire take at all.
No, it is not.
It's not.
It is certainly not.
So I don't know what the harm is. Maybe it's look, and it could be Brossoit just says, thanks for giving me the money, but I would like to not play for this organization. If that's the case, then fine. Then what are you going to do? Forcing a guy who doesn't want to be here to be up here and play. If that was the case, fine. But I mean, if I'm Laurent Brossoit and I didn't get traded for yet, and I didn't get claimed on waivers, I'd like to come back to the NHL and play in the NHL so more NHL teams can see me play, right?
And if you're trying to move him and you get even 1 or 2 decent starts from him, where he lets in maybe 3 or 4 goals and looks, goals saved above expected is somewhere normal, right? Yeah. Like maybe it's like right around 0.
I'm sure
teams are going to say, hey, all right, this is an option for us, a low price option. Don't have to give up a lot to get him. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll just send him down to our AHL team, whoever it may be. Fine. Right. But I don't think at this point, giving him, if you're looking at this point now, what Kyle Davidson and Jeff Blashill have to do is find a spark. They've got to find a spark from somewhere because these guys are human beings and they need to feel like, someone is there continuing to push for them. Right? Continuing to, hey, we're going to keep trying. We know Kyle Davidson's not making a trade right now. He's not. So the way you can spark things is to call up a guy. We talked about it in the pregame, Samuel Savoie. Is he going to come up here and help you offensively? No, but he's going to mix it up. He's going to lay some hits.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get in front of the net.
He's going to know this is my NHL opportunity to finally be Andrew Shaw 2.0. So I'm going to go and do that.
He's going to make people on the bench chuckle and enjoy his presence, right? Like, Brossoit, a proven professional goalie with a history of success, comes up and gets a start and he plays well. That's a boost. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't play well, oh well. You know what I mean? Right. Like it's fine. Okay. You don't play well. You don't play well. Join the club. Mm-hmm. Soderblom's not playing well either. So I just don't know what it hurts. I don't know what it hurts. At this point, what is the damage you could do?
I don't know. You hurt.
He could get re-injured, but Brossoit could get re-injured. He get re-injured playing in Rockford,
right? Which, by the way, Rockford tonight won 7-3. Laurent Brossoit made 40 saves on 43 shots. So that's his 3rd straight win. His save percentages in his last 3 games: 909, 917, and 930. He also scored a goal in that game in which he won with a 917 save percentage. Why not?
Yep.
Why not?
All right. Well, there you have it. We're going to hear from Jeff Blashill coming up here in a minute. There is some other post game. We'll see what we can get to. We got to see if we have time. Do us a favor, though. Hit that like button. We'll be back in 2 more minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your football season, and we need it elevated tonight. Let's go. Not the players. Don't do that before the game. No. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have great selection with over 100 different strains to choose from, with easy online ordering and even easier in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a spot for you as far south as Champaign. I've been to that one. And as far north as South Beloit. Stop in the nearest store for expert guidance from their staff. Let me recommend my 2 favorite brands, as I always do, the Good News and the Minis. They're outstanding. You can head to Sunnyside's website for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases with the code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Returning customers, use the code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary. Bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois MedCard holders.
If you want to get back to the roots of hockey, grab your crew and head to the Sand Valley Sand County Classic Pond Hockey Tournament going on January 30th through February 1st. This isn't just your everyday pond hockey tournament. It's a 4-on-4 tournament in a natural amphitheater of snow-covered dunes and red pines. It sounds amazing out there. What else sounds amazing is their hospitality, the atmosphere, and the cottages located just steps away from the ice. You and your crew can play in 3 different divisions. They got 21 plus, 30 plus, and 40 plus, also with beginner and advanced levels as well. Teams are 6 to 8 players. It's the 4th annual Sand County Classic Pond Hockey Tournament at Sand Valley, again happening January 30th through February 1st. So if you want to get you and your crew signed up, team registration is now open. You can go to sandvalley.com and get everybody signed up for one of the best outdoor hockey tournaments around.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks. A couple super chats we want to get to. We got one from W. McCoy. Says, for $5, should Blashill be worried about his job at this point? I personally hope not, but coaches have been let go for less.
No, he just got here. I think the overwhelming feelings about Blashill are positive. I would say mainly from Blackhawks fans and also internally from the Blackhawks organization. I don't think they have any reason to think that Jeff Blashill's not done a good job. So no, I don't think he should be worried. This is the most challenging part that he's going to have to face now,
definitely,
with no Nazar and no Bedard. But I don't think he needs to worry about it.
No, I think that would be a massive overreaction too when you consider you lost your young star who was having an MVP type season. You had, before Nazar got hurt, he went 21 goals without a game. So you had some underachievement happening. Thank you. Yes, games without a goal. There's no reason to fire Jeff Blashill right now. If we were to tell you the Hawks are about to lose Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar for the next month, I think we would all predict the season would go as it's going right now. So, I don't know if I don't think Jeff Blashill's job is in danger. I think if anyone needs to worry about their job status, it's some of the veterans on this team, because
that's a good segue.
They've been very disappointing. Speaking of Jeff Blashill, here he is, courtesy of the Blackhawks.
Well, disappointed. Obviously disappointed. You're sitting in a position in the third period, tie game, and we got outplayed in the third.
It seemed like a kind of a common theme, I guess, on this trip, particularly Montreal as well. Do you see any commonalities between the third period struggles?
We just I'll look at it tonight on tape and see and go through if I see any commonalities. I don't know that there's like a major, except we just got to, probably to a guy. Like, obviously, you lose Frankie early, so you're, one of the things that leads to consistency is depth, and so our depth is getting tested, and so guys in those roles have to ultimately play at a higher level. As you play more minutes and more important roles, you got to play that much better, and it's a challenge, and it's not easy, and that's why you have so much respect for the guys that do that night in and night out. And so I think as a group, we need to get more out of more guys, and we've talked about that, and we'll continue to talk about that.
With everything that happened in the first period, the challenges, goals, and penalties, did it kind of seem like it was maybe a little bit difficult for your players to maybe settle into this one?
Well, they came out and outplayed us until probably the failed challenge. I didn't think we were good enough. On the failed challenge, their first goal, then I thought we actually played pretty good after that. Kind of ebbed and flowed back and forth. So I don't know if it was a matter of that or not. I thought they came out probably more ready to compete at the level you have to. And then I thought, we kind of answered that after that failed challenge.
Do you have any update on Frank?
Well, he'll miss time for sure. For sure, approximately, I don't know, like 4 weeks probably. So he'll be out for a while.
For Lardis to get his first, what did you see on that play? And it seemed like his ice time was a little bit lower. What was the idea in terms of his usage today?
What do you mean? Why was the ice time lower?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I didn't. I think it's again. He ended up kind of on a line where the ice time was going to be lower. You can't. Not everybody probably gets to play equally, and I think he's trying to figure out how to put himself in those positions to create the offense with his shot and his ability to score, and that's a hard thing, and it's something you got to work through, especially if you're not, like I said last game, physically, super gifted in terms of speed or size. You got to find your separation a different way. I would say, the goal though is indicative of what he can do. He got a puck in an area and he found a way to make sure he scored. So I thought it was great for him.
I guess just the following up on that, do you feel like he can still develop and benefit even in a lesser role at this level?
Is it ideal? I think you can develop and benefit regardless. I don't know that ice time is always the end-all be-all for development. Now, certainly sometimes I get, you have to have some and be put in some situations. But I think he can certainly continue to develop, and we'll continue to monitor what's best for him. We'll make those decisions as we keep going through this.
For Nazar, is it a jaw or?
You saw the play. You saw the play. He got hit right in the face.
All right, there's Jeff Blashill, courtesy of the Blackhawks. And now it's time for Taking a Temp, presented by your trusted local experts at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. I thought that was an interesting take there. There's your Taking a Temp tie-in.
The temp.
About the ice time and how it pertains to development for a young player. I think we've always been of the mind, I think I remain of the mind, that the best thing for a player to develop is to be on the ice. And while Blashill says, well, today he was on the fourth line doesn't get as much ice time, ergo Nick Lardis doesn't get as much ice time. They have people say all the time, like, you don't want a guy sitting up here not playing. They said it about Korchinski. They've said it about Levchenov. They've said it about Comesso. They've said it over and over again. Yeah. You don't want a guy sitting out too many games. I don't know if that's just him spinning his decision for not playing Lardis tonight. It kind of feels like it. But whatever happens, it certainly feels like his ice time is going to go up now with Nazar out.
Yeah, I think that definitely now comes into play. Yeah, I mean, I am a bit confused in the idea of player needs to figure out how to do XYZ at the NHL level, and then you don't give him as many opportunities to figure it out.
Right.
So I'm a bit confused with that line of thinking. But I think now, with the goal, that was the right thing to do, right? Like, go to the front of the net and be a screen, be there for a rebound, be there to knock it out of the air and put a backhander on it, and like,
great,
it was a really good play. Yeah, I mean, it was a shot. Like, in a situation where it was like, hey, just anything needs to go on net, Vlasic did exactly that, and Lardis is there in the right spot and makes the play on it. Like, that's what we've been begging this team to do for the last couple of games. And I don't know, I think with Lardis being on this roster right now without Bedard and Nazar, you can't keep him on the fourth line. You can't.
No. Figuring out these lines is going to be an interesting challenge. It was with Nazar.
He's the head coach.
Let alone without him. All right, speaking of Nick Lardis, he is one of our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck nominees. Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find the locations closest to you. So, Nick Lardis gets a Game Puck nomination, of course, scoring his first NHL goal. Ilya Mikheyev with a pair of goals of his own. He was one of the few veterans that was very consistent, has been all year for what he lacks in overall, scoring ability. He makes up for in want to and drive and enthusiasm and speed.
It was great to see him bury a breakaway,
100%,
which he's been snake bitten with this season. That was really good. And then the second goal, the very few times where the extra passes actually worked out for this team. So yeah, good for Mikheyev.
Ryan Green, who ended the game with 2 assists of his own, is our third nominee. So get your votes in. We'll reveal the winner at the end of the show. But again, we thank Game Day Men's Health for sponsoring. Go to GameDayCHGO.com to find the locations nearest you.
Yep. I have a feeling I know who's going to win this one.
I think it should be a pretty obvious one.
Yes, it'll be the fourth liner.
Yes.
Do we want to hear from said fourth liner?
Yeah, why not? Let's hear from fourth line superstar Nick Lardis. Didn't have much to say, but it's always good to hear from a player after their first goal. NHL goal. And here he is, courtesy of the Blackhawks.
What do you take away from that game?
I mean, I don't know. They're a really good team. Obviously, they can move the puck really well. And I think a lot of the games I've played so far, I mean, not a lot, but a couple, I guess, have been really tight checking games and just finding ways to win each period, win each shift when you can, and just kind of stay consistent. I think just third periods are really big to come out strong, and that's something that I guess the last couple of games we haven't been able to do. But it's a learning process.
For you to get your first, what did you see on that play, and what did it feel like afterward?
Yeah, it was a pretty special moment. Obviously, great play by Vlasier to kind of just get the puck to the net, and I guess that's kind of just one of my strengths, just finding, just being at the right spots at the right time in the offensive zone, and just great play by Vlas, and I was lucky to get one there.
Do you have any family here today?
Yeah, my dad drove down with his cousin, and a couple of my old teammates were here too, so that was pretty cool.
All right, that's Nick Lardis, courtesy of the Blackhawks. Another super chat we want to take care of as well. Gen Z with another $10. Thank you, Gen Z, for all the recent super chats. We appreciate that. Gen Z says, I wanted to ask, when will vets start getting scratched to make a point?
You know, if you don't lose Nazar.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of can't.
I would have thought maybe upcoming game, but with him out, you're forced to keep playing these guys. Teuvo is specifically. That's the one in my mind that I'm just like, sit for a game, figure it out. Again, the turnover on the power play leading directly to the shorthanded goal for Stützle. He's a great player, but Teuvo making that turnover at that spot, you can't have it. You just absolutely can't have it from a guy who's done what he has in the NHL.
It just feels like a team-wide epidemic, too, where passes are just so soft. There's no zip at anything. Like, we're seeing it from Levchinov lately, too. I mean, Teuvo just kind of entering, about to cross the blue line, just kind of flips one, trying to make a fancy little floater pass. Yeah, it's just, there's so many things that just missing or just off. And part of it to me, that looks like a team that's playing with not a lot of confidence, which makes all the damn sense in the world.
Yeah.
But as we've said over and over again, and Jeff Blashill has said this too, is the way you get your confidence back is by simplifying the game, right? It's such a shame that they lost that Toronto game because they had played such a simple and effective game. And you saw them do it against the Rangers too. Simple and effective. And it worked in that one. It's just, they get away from common sense hockey. And I think sometimes it's trying to make something happen. You're trying to make, hey, look, if I can just float this over there, it's gonna be a really good scoring chance. But you got to play the percentages, right? You got to have the meme in your head of Zach Galifianakis, the math flying around your head of like, is this risk worth taking?
Calculated risks.
And guys like Teuvo and Dickinson and Murphy should process that math more quickly than Lardis and Moore and Nazar and Bedard, right? Like you would think that with their years and years and years of experience, they'd be able to fight through the stress of a losing streak or the stress of, having your best player out or whatever it might be and just slow things down and simplify. We have seen them do it before. I know it's frustrating to play a boring style of hockey and to play a straight ahead style of hockey, but man, a boring 3-2 win is a lot better of a feeling than a 6-4 exciting loss.
Right. Always rather be on the winning side. That's my hot take of the day.
Wow. That's red hot right there.
That's pretty good.
Red hot right there.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's that you're right about that Leafs game. Like, I feel like this whole road trip would have been a lot different if they don't collapse in the final 10 minutes of that Leafs game. Things would have been, I think, completely different. I think you go in to the Montreal game with more zip, and you don't come out. I don't think you come out of there with a 4-1 loss. And then if that doesn't happen, this game doesn't get weird and topsy-turvy and deflating in the third period again. So shoulda, coulda, woulda. They got the Flyers at home on Tuesday. Looking at their upcoming schedule, they showed it on the broadcast. I said to you, I don't think they might not win a game.
I mean,
coming up here.
When you're currently playing like the worst team in hockey, it's hard to find a team they're better than.
Flyers, Stars twice. Who else is on the schedule? Capitals, and I'm trying to think of the other two teams. It's
Penguins.
Penguins. Yep, that's one of them. So yeah, it's not going to get easy.
Flyers, Stars, Penguins, Islanders, Stars, Capitals.
Happy New Year.
Beat the Flyers, maybe.
Who knows?
All right, we got to hit the break zone one more time. When we come back, we have to award we're going to visit the Frat House.
Go to the Frat House.
We haven't been to the Frat House in a while. We need to hear the music. It'll cheer us up a little bit.
And we'll break down Bears and Packers.
All right. Talk to you in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks.
Everyone's favorite Prize Picks holiday promotion is back. It's the 7 days of Pixmas. What is Pixmas, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. The great thing is you haven't missed Pixmas. It starts today. So download the Prize Picks app and unwrap those deals. Prize Picks is super easy to use. All you got to do is pick between 2 and 6 stat categories for your favorite team, favorite player, favorite sport. Sure. And you pick more than or less than on those picks. And if your picks win, well, you're a winner. Super easy to do. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use our code CHGO, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CHGO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
And if you're a last-minute shopper, you're kind of screwed. But we have options for you. You want to give a great gift. You want to win the holidays. How about $35 off an outstanding Aura frame? What's an Aura frame? Upload it with videos and photos for your loved one. You got a new baby? You seen a new baby? You took a picture of a baby in public? Don't do that. But if you did, you could send it to grandma and say, look at this baby. Look how cute that baby is. I don't know who it is, but he's cute. Keep them coming. Give the instructions to the whole family, then keep that Aura frame loaded, and you have given the best and most memorable gift that keeps giving day after day after day. For a limited time, save on an Aura frame, $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frame named #1 by Wirecutter at auraframes.com. Use our promo code CHGO. That's AURA frames.com, promo code CHGO. This deal is only for you, the CHGO listeners, so hurry up and take advantage while they're still in stock. Terms and conditions apply. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Before we go to the Frat House, a couple reminders. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube page. And don't be creepy to Chloe in the chat. We thank you very, very much for respecting that rule we need to establish, apparently. All right, shall we enter the Frat House?
What am I looking at? What is this?
I don't know what that is. I don't know. All right, Frat House time. We got the music. Fire it up.
That's not loud enough.
All right, Frank Nazar with the goal. 8:17 of ice time.
Nick Lardis.
He was a +1. Is that what I said?
You said Frank Nazar.
I said Frank Nazar.
Sorry, I probably threw you off.
I was a little bit thrown off by being shown a picture. Yes, Nick Lardis is the Frat House star. A goal, 8:17 of ice time, +1.
First time in the Frat House for Nick Lardis, I think.
Oh, he was due.
We need to go through some old-fashioned hazing. Has he? Did we have it for his first game?
I think he was on for his first.
Oh, that might have.
game.
That probably made sense.
Okay, well, there you go.
Context of what we're doing.
Because I think I used the same picture, not on purpose.
Come on, Chloe.
I don't know.
Jeez.
Sorry.
No, I apologize for distracting you with this amazing Photoshop of the Blackhawks players on the bodies of Star Wars characters with Frank Nazar as Queen Padme.
Okay. I don't really get what the what it's
I don't
referring
either,
to.
but it's on my For You page. So
as a Star Wars nerd, I don't see the connection there, but maybe I'm missing something a little bit deeper.
I think the account that posted it is called Frank Nazar is a Pretty Princess. So there's that too.
Oh, is that the narrative now that he's soft because he took a slap shot off the face? And that's one of my favorites.
I hope not.
These guys are soft.
I hope not.
He took a vulcanized rubber puck to the jaw, and he's not hurt.
Yeah.
What a
He's
wuss.
no Terry Sawchuk.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting the Noodle Man ISO cam.
Oh,
Look at how sad this is.
There
he is. Noodle Man.
That's a limp noodle if I've ever
just
seen
waiting
one.
to be used.
Noodle Man, trade me right effing now.
We'll never see him again. We can just put a bear's mustache on it and
We
let
gotta
them borrow
knock-
it. Hopefully.
Yeah, I gotta knock the dust off of that thing.
Oh, that thing. You know it's going to get fired up when Greg's here and he's going to get all mad about it because he's being attacked by not only the Noodle Man, but clouds of dust.
Yeah. Are you breaking the camera over there?
She's getting a lot. Chloe gets electrocuted every time she touches the camera.
You know, we
Doing this for you guys.
We
You're
gifted
welcome.
a shock collar to one Blackhawks player, but we just need to give him this camera.
Yeah.
People
There you
don't
go.
know about the shot color
That'll
yet.
do it.
Yeah, don't spoil the mini pod
Yeah.
coming out on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
All right, Mario, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put you on a spot, and then I'll put myself on the spot.
Yes, I think the Bears win tonight.
All right, that too. I'm going to What move are you making tomorrow? You've got a roster spot open. You can call somebody up for Frank Nazar. What are you doing? What is the life you are injecting into the Blackhawks right now?
I'm putting a protective brace all over Nick Foligno's injured wrist, and I'm saying, you look healthy enough to go, Nick. You're in. Honestly, because as we've talked about it today, there's no one coming up from Rockford that's going to make an impact to try and mitigate the loss of both Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar now. Like we've already brought up Nick Lardis. That was pretty much the last thing you were going to do. And honestly, like we've talked about it before, like Foligno being gone has had a big impact on this team. And
bigger than it should. And no
bigger,
offense to him.
absolutely bigger than it should. It shouldn't be Nick Foligno. That's him being gone shouldn't be the complete life out of this team. And too many times it's felt like, what else can you look at and say, like, what else is the problem? So Nick Foligno being back in the lineup, I know it's not going to replace Bedard or Nazar or both of them together, obviously. But at least it can be someone that I think on the bench, in the locker room, like it gives you a little bit of something, some sort of heart or anything back in the team that they're missing.
I just wonder how close he is, because there was some thought that he was going to play in, but we talked about it the day when, whatever day that was, where Blashill said like, oh yeah, he might play on this trip. I was like, wait a minute, I just watched him warm up and he didn't shoot the puck.
Yeah.
He never took a wrist shot or a slap shot. It didn't seem to me like a guy who's right around the corner.
Yeah.
If he's able to go, by all means, I think it will help a lot. Because I think if nothing else, there's a dude willing to say, this is not good enough. Let's go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'm going to give Korchinski a look. I don't know. It can't hurt, right? Like he's done well in Rockford. He had an assist tonight in the game. Looking at the total stats, he's got 16 points in 26 games this year. Not exactly setting the world on fire, but like, I don't know, something. Give me something.
So
and you need offense, and he's an offensive defenseman.
Yeah. The other thing that we got to consider is that there's a roster freeze until the 27th.
But you can't call a guy up.
Only in an emergency recall situation.
So they can just play Toninato.
So if
they don't have one.
Nazar on IR, which I'd imagine they would.
Yeah.
I think you could technically say, oh, here's Samuel Savoie on an emergency situation. They're probably not going to do that, because you could just play Toninato and be fine, because you have an extra defenseman in Del Mastro here as well. So I mean, they're probably not going to do anything unless they do use that emergency situation. So it's, I mean, in the short term, leading up to Tuesday's game, it'll have to be internal. So if it is Nick Foligno, that's really all you can do. Or you
so.
bench Levshinov and play Del Mastro again. But Levshinov was not great tonight, but I'm still playing him over Del Mastro, I think, because this team is going to be devoid of offense, and Levshinov at least gives you a better option offensively from the defensive group. And yeah, I mean, Toninato playing, fine. If you want to put him on the fourth line and move Nick Lardis up, so you lose Nazar.
Yeah.
That line was Nazar,
Bertuzzi,
Burakovsky. Do you move Ryan Green to the top line center spot?
Oh, God.
Move
Nothing personal, Ryan.
Oliver Moore to center on the second line with Mikheyev. Or who was he with? No,
it was Dickinson, Mikheyev, and Moore.
Dickinson, Mikheyev, Moore.
Green was with Tirabassi and Donato.
So I put So I would put Tirabassi, because you have to, with Dickinson and Mikheyev. I'd go Moore in the middle with Lardis and Donato. And then if Foligno's in, that changes things. But if it's not, and then if it's Toninato, he just plays on the fourth line with Doc and Lafferty. Yeah. And even if it is Foligno, I might put him there anyways, fourth line. Because if he can't shoot, or he's not strong enough to shoot, and maybe he's clearly not going to be 100%, probably only playing him 10 minutes is what you can do. Yeah. So if you're going to put him in there, put him on the fourth line, that's the role that he would play pretty much anyways. That's what I would do.
How would you feel about, and I know Donato has not been doing much lately, but putting him on the top line, just in Nazar's spot between Bertuzzi and Burakovsky,
you could do that too.
Then you could do Green, Moore, Lardis.
Like they did before.
Which they did before. Yeah. Then you got Dickinson, Mikheyev, Tirabassi, and then Doc, Lafferty, Toninato, however you want to arrange those three.
Sure.
Fine.
I'm fine with that too.
I just don't.
I mean, Donato's played center before. So what's the difference of him playing with Bertuzzi and Burakovsky on the first line? I mean, that's a really good second line on a lot of teams. It's a great third line. So that's what you got. So I'm fine with that, because there's nothing you can do for the next week, basically.
Is there anyone you want to see aside from Lardis maybe get more of an opportunity? And we already mentioned Oliver Moore too, so we'll leave him off. I
the only other one would be bringing up Rinzel, and I'd bring him up. Or if you're going to make that move, I maybe this is an opportunity to swap out Del Mastro and give Korchinski a look, and then you play 11 and 7. If Foligno's not able to go and you don't want to play Toninato, again, the roster freeze makes things difficult. But if you do make that switch, maybe it's after the freeze is over. I'm fine with trying that out too. What's the harm in playing playing 7 defensemen when the extra defenseman is Korchinski, who can give you an offensive pop? And if you don't have Foligno to play, I would be more than happy to see Kevin Korchinski play as the 7th extra defenseman. And no disrespect to him, then I would need to see Dominic Toninato play.
There's literally no harm in anything at this point.
No, what are you going to do, lose?
Honestly, there's not. Exactly. All right, time to award our Game Puck Better Father, Better Husband, Better Man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. Here's our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck winner. It is Nick Lardis, who scored his first NHL goal. Congrats to him. Hopefully the first of many, many more to come. All right, we are going to end the show because we want to go home and because we're sad. But it is a huge night here at CHGO. As you know, Bears and Packers, you're going to get your pregame underway already. If it's not already underway, I don't hear any yelling, so I don't think it's underway yet.
Probably get started pretty soon.
Yeah.
Kickoff is 7:20.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they're getting started any moment. They'll have postgame. They'll have all your Bears coverage you need
wall to wall
for the biggest game in a long, long time for the Chicago Bears. So let's hope for a win over the hated and loathsome Packers. And we will be back with a special pod on Monday, World Juniors preview with Stephen Ellis.
And talk to Stephen Ellis of Daily Faceoff. Get a preview of the Hawks that are there, the ones that aren't there.
Right. Also important.
And some 2026 draft prospects that are going to be playing that the Blackhawks will have probably maybe 2 shots at it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
players to keep an eye on. So
Yeah.
that is a bonus show.
What?
That's supposed to be a day off for us, but we're working for you.
Yeah.
So it's Monday at 3, Stephen Ellis, World Juniors preview. Join us then. Thanks for being with us. Hit the like button on your way out. This has been the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.